Hello everybody, today it's World Ocean Day. On this day, we create awareness regarding the impacts of human actions on the oceans and discuss various ways to protect oceans. Stay tuned till the end to know the terrible impacts of human beings that is out of control and how we can contribute to make our oceans healthy. Let's get to know the negative human impact on our planet. Humans have destroyed and exploited all the natural habitats, ecosystem and natural resources. We have destroyed the biodiversity through mass deforestation. Every second, more than an acre of forest is being destroyed due to the corporate business, capitalism and the greeds of human beings. The earth is amidst the sixth mass extinction, which is wholly due to anthropogenic activities. Earth has reached the verge of extinction due to the climate crisis. We have the global warming with the increase in 1.5 degrees Celsius. We have polluted all the air, water and land around us. And due to the human population explosion, there is no place left in the land for wild animals, flora and fauna to have an ecosystem and biodiversity. More than 200 species are going extinct each day due to habitat loss. We have left no space for other wildlife to survive. We have killed off 50% of the world's wildlife in the past 45 years. These changes have led to the emergence of large-scale environmental hazards to human health, such as extreme weather, ozone depletion, increased danger of wildfires, loss of biodiversity, and global spread of infectious diseases. Now let's get to know why oceans are important. We all know that 71% of Earth's surface is covered in water and 74% of the species are aquatic. 50 to 80% of the oxygen in the atmosphere is produced by the oceans. The marine plants like the phytoplankton and the coral reef play a very important role in doing this. So if the oceans are not preserved, we will not get oxygen in our future. Now let's see how humans are exploiting the ocean. So we have not just destroyed the forest on land, but also destroyed the oceans. More than 50% of the coral reefs have been lost due to the overfishing, and up to 90% of coral reefs could be lost by 2050. 2.3 trillion fishes are killed every year. 80% of the fishes are already gone. Now let's see the impact of commercial fishing. Due to the overfishing, the number of overfished stocks globally has tripled in half a century, and today fully 1/3 of the world's assessed fisheries are currently pushed beyond their biological limit. 3/4 of the fisheries are overexploited. The large predators are under attack. All the turtles, sharks and whales are endangered. One of the most harmful fishing practices is bottom trawling, in which a ship drags a huge net across the ocean floor. The wide mouth of the net scoops up all the bottom-dwelling fish in its path, scrapes the bottom, destroying cold water coral systems. When a bottom trawler drags the net across the ocean floors, heavy framework breaks off many tons of living coral, which get scooped along with fish. Most of the remaining corals don't survive, and because some species grow as little as a milliliter per year, it takes centuries for the reef to recover. In the process of fishing, bycatch is another huge problem. Bycatch, which can be defined as the capture of unwanted sea life while fishing for different species. This too is a serious marine threat that causes the needless loss of billions of fish, along with hundreds and thousands of sea turtles, endangered and vulnerable species getting trapped and killed by nets. It is both ethical problem and an ecological problem, as the ocean is an environment full of delicately balanced food chains and ecosystems that provide a variety of essential services to marine life and life on the land. When we remove huge number of animals particularly predators. The knock-on effect for other species and marine ecosystem is devastating. And without marine life, there is no human life. So it is in our best interest to protect and conserve the oceans. Industrial fisheries use commercial machineries to catch thousands of fish at once. They use huge trawler nets, traps, and pots, resulting in millions of sentient sea creatures, including dolphins, turtles, whales, seabirds, and many more getting caught up in the catch and needlessly killed or injured. The second problem is plastic. Plastic accumulating in our oceans, on our beaches, is a global crisis. Billions of plastics make up about 40% of the world's ocean surface. There will be more plastic in oceans than fishes in the ocean by 2050. Plastic pollution has a direct and deadly effect on wildlife. Thousands of seabirds, sea turtles, seals, and other marine mammals are killed each year after ingesting plastic or getting entangled in it, and transfers plastic up to the food chain to bigger fishes, marine mammals, and human seafood eaters. 8 million metric tons. That's how much plastic we dump into the oceans each year. By 2050, ocean plastic will overweigh all the ocean's fish. We need urgent action to address the global plastic pollution epidemic. We need to clean up the oceans and also make plans to start up waste management programs for the proper disposal as well as recycling plastics. The third problem is acidification. In the 200 plus years since the Industrial Revolution, the concentration of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere has increased due to human actions. The pH of surface ocean waters has fallen by 0.1 pH units. This might not sound like much, but this change represents approximately 30% increase in acidity. The ocean absorbs about 30% of the carbon dioxide that is released in the atmosphere. Human activities such as burning fossil fuels and deforestation have led to the increase in the amount of carbon dioxide absorbed by the oceans. Ocean acidification is also an aspect of global climate change. So the fourth one is ocean dead zones. Dead zones are the areas where hypoxia or decreased levels of oxygen occur in the oceans. These conditions effectively kill off any living creatures where they occur. Their presence is essentially guaranteed in the areas where excess animal waste from conventional animal agriculture operations enter waterways. This is the result of pollution from animal agriculture. Animal excreta, when dumped at sea in large amounts, nitrogen can stimulate the explosive growth of algae. When the algae decomposes, oxygen in the surrounding waters is consumed, creating a vast dead zone that can result in mass die-off of fish and other marine life. There are 415 dead zones as of now. The next is sand mining. Sand mining damages the habitat. Ecosystem is destroyed in the ocean floors. Lot of marine animals are killed. Seabed mining involves dredging up seafloor, dumping unwanted matter back into the sea. These are areas that support some of the most unique and least understood biodiversity on the planet. The oceans are facing more threat now than at any time in the history. Overfishing, climate change, and pollution are putting the oceans at the risk of collapse. More than half of the oxygen in the atmosphere is produced by marine plants. We have polluted literally water, soil, air, everything on this planet. How can we stop and reverse these damages done by us? We have to leave the environment on their own, untouched, to replenish and recreate themselves. We have to give them some time. We have to do afforestation, create more habitats, give place for the wild to exist. We have to reduce our carbon footprint. We have to be using eco-friendly produces. We need to switch for a sustainable lifestyle and conserve the existing ecosystems. Don't take environment for granted. It has taken millions of years in the creation of planet Earth. So we all are in this together, and every individual needs to take initiative in replenishing. So what can we do now? We need to start growing gardens and rewilding, plant more trees in the cities and urban areas, conserving ecosystem and wildlife. Choosing a vegan lifestyle by changing diet would reduce the carbon footprint, and you will also develop compassion towards nature and the animals. Now it's time that we wake up and take action. So what are the 4 things that we need to remember? The first is to reduce the carbon footprint. By bringing down carbon emissions, we can control acidification of the oceans and the global warming. 2. End animal agriculture to stop dead zones and reduce the carbon footprint. 3. End fishing. So how can we do that? By ending the demand that we create so that the fishing industry no longer gets into the ocean. 4. Reduce the usage of plastic as much as possible and switch to a sustainable and eco-friendly alternatives. So that's all for now. See you in another video. Until then, subscribe and press the bell icon to get notified about the updates.